What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of E4 to Your Eternity. This is episode 17, and with me, as always, I have Blue Spade.
Yeah, so we pick up immediately after the last episode. Of course, the episode just recaps the last few minutes of the last one, but it pretty much shows that Hayase was able to defeat Fushi just by simply drugging him, and that's pretty much it. And soon afterwards, she pretty much I guess incites the crowd, telling her about how she first met Fushi, about how she discovered Fushi, took care of him, taught him how to learn the world, which is technically not true. I mean, she just wanted to experiment it on him at the time, and then she pretty much convinces the crowd to pretty much worship him as like some kind of deity that needs to be protected, or something. And then soon afterwards, surprisingly, she decides to give up her rights as the leader of the island, and then just all of a sudden just give it to Tonari, which of course incites the crowd even further to go after her because she's the leader now. But soon afterwards, Hayase decides to just take Fushi along with her to her private quarters somewhere on the island.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised that when she she became the champion and she pretty much renounced being the ruler. I kind of thought that she would be the ruler and basically like dedicate all the island's resources to doing like research on Fushi or something like that. But apparently she doesn't really care so much about that. She just cares more so about experimenting on Fushi. Well, at least that's what I thought at first. But of course, in this next scene, we learned that apparently that's not so much the case. Because she takes Fushi to this room, and he's unconscious still. And she, while he's lying on the bed, she starts licking him at first, and then she gets naked. Now, when she first licked him in one of the previous episodes, I kind of just thought it was because she had pretty much lost her mind at this point. But supposedly, this is more so because of a I don't know. Would you say? Well, it's not so much. I guess I would say like a sexual attraction, but more so just she. I feel like she's not so much sexually attracted to him, but she wants, I'll just get to the point. She wants to have his kids, and I really feel like the reason for this is more so because I guess she just wants to see if it's possible that she could have immortal children or something like that. Which, of course, by this point, we don't even know if Fushi can reproduce at all. We know that he can age like a human, but we don't know if it's possible that he can reproduce. But I guess, of course, she's going to test that theory.
Yeah. At the same time, Fushi is I don't know. He's taken into this dream world, just contemplating to himself of what he's trying to do, or what he wants to accomplish in his life. And of course, he ends up talking to visions of the old booze man Reen, and then Gugu's brother, pretty much discussing about why he's not able to accomplish or save anyone from time to time. And then all of a sudden, a vision of Hayase back before she was heavily scarred, it starts interacting with him in a disturbing sexual manner.
I mean, so in the dream she just starts kind of inching closer and closer to him, and the other characters are basically asking Fushi are you going to kill her? And of course, while this is happening in the real world, she is I guess preparing to pretty much sexually assault him. But fortunately this doesn't really end up happening because Tonari and her friends interrupt this before it can happen. Tonari is trying to go and save Fushi from Hayase. But of course, she tries to, get Fushi from her, but is stopped by the shipmaster.
So I mean, not only the shipmaster, but also the rest of Hayase's guards end up surrounding them, and apparently, I think Tonari's owl friend ends up getting shot by Hayase
Yeah,
arrows.
which is surprisingly the owl actually survived that, because he's fine in later on in the episode. So I guess maybe he must have been healed or something. I don't know. I guess that must have happened off screen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so soon afterwards, like Hayase and her guards are ready to kill them, but all of a sudden, just Fushi all of a sudden just pops out from right behind her and threatens to kill her at sword point.
Well, yeah, I mean, he makes a deal with her that he'll let her experiment on or do whatever the hell she wants to do with him as long as she lets Tonari and her friends go. We also learned that when they took Fushi, the Fushi they took was actually a copy of his unconscious self that he created when he turned, and then his actual self turned into the mole creature, so he could hide from Hayase and then transform back into the boy's form, so he could take her hostage. But yeah, that's pretty basically like how he pretty much fooled her by doing that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, of course, Hayase takes him up on his offer, takes him up on his deal, and Tonari and her friends are able to get away. And surprisingly enough, Hayase just doesn't really have any interest in taking over the island or anything. I think she basically decides to. I don't know where she's going. Where is she going to again? Like she's going either. Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, the next scene, of course, is Tonari. Now that she's the leader, she has the power to get people off the island. But the shipmaster tells her that that she can only bring along at least 700 people. So Tonari decides to pretty much take children under 7 or younger along with them, and of course, this doesn't sit too well with many of the other people stuck on the island, saying why they should take the children. And of course, Tonari brings up the point that children deserve to have a chance to live a bright future. Which another question I have, since watching this over again, is why children under 7 specifically? There may be children under the age of 10 or something like that. But
I didn't remember that point.
I mean,
but.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I watched that episode over again. It's I just asked why only kids under 7? I mean, or specifically under that age. But I don't.
I mean, of course,
know,
the exception to that is the that one guy and his brother. He's able to come with them, because at least according to Tonari, that's what Fushi would want.
Yeah, I mean, Fushi made the promise to help, the guy and his younger kid brother out if he ended up winning the tournament. I mean, technically he didn't, but that's still one of the promises he made towards the guy. So they all set out to board the boat, and also we've not to mention that Hyoran is out there as well. So she's finally out. So just as they're about ready to board the ship, Hayase just pretty much all of a sudden has all Tonari and all of her friends drugged, so pretty much has an insurance that they won't get to try anything if they're planning on helping to free Fushi again. And then soon afterwards, Fushi also gets drugged again, and then Hayase orders her men to just suddenly take her back to back to the palace or whatever that place was, and then just dump his body in this deep pit or well or whatever that thing was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he could still get out of that if he transforms into the mole form, and he can probably dig through the ground or something.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how he gets out of it, but soon afterwards, back on the ship, Tonari manages to regain consciousness first, and then ask one of the people on the ship to help her escape, so she can row back to the island and supposedly help Fushi out. And that's pretty much the end of the episode. It honestly, the episode went by pretty fast in my opinion, but all in all, it was a pretty decent episode. Mainly showing like how obsessed Hayase is with Fushi to an extent.
Yeah. I was kind of taken aback because I didn't expect Hayase's motivations to be that. I kind of thought it was more so just experimenting on him and trying to find out, I guess, the secrets of immortality. But of course, there are some things about Hayase's motivations that we still don't really know. Like, we don't know why she wants immortal children. Is it to like amass a personal army of immortal children, or is it just for the sake of having immortal children? And of course, I don't really think she has any sort of romantic feelings or anything like that for Fushi. I feel like this is strictly just she wants to have these immortal children. She wants to see if it's possible to do that. And that's really all it is. Because I mean, as we know, she's pretty evil. Like I don't think she cares at all about Fushi. She cares more so about the fact that he, is immortal. And she wants to, like I said, see if it's possible to somehow produce immortal offspring, which I highly doubt that's actually going to happen in the series. I feel like Tonari will probably end up saving Fushi, or Fushi will save himself before something like that happens. But I also have to wonder how much Fushi will, if at all, if he will end up going along with Hayase's plan. I think. I feel like Hayase will end up probably also having some kind of an impact on Fushi to where maybe he'll take her form later in the series. Now, what that impact is, I'm not really sure. I can speculate that might be his decision on whether or not he should take revenge and kill her for the people that Hayase has killed. I think that might be like the big thing that ends up, impacting Fushi. Though it could be something else, but I mean,
it makes sense because it looks like Hayase's already, from the looks of it, made like an impression towards
Fushi. I mean, we already know he wants to kill her, and in that dream he was having too. I also kind of base it on that because, the other character's saying like, "Are you going to kill her?" And I feel like this is his own. I feel like this is his own subconscious, basically like fighting with whether or not he should actually kill her. Or spare her life.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I mean, is it possible that it's something that like Hayase might end up wanting? Like, if she gets into a situation in which Fushi does have the advantage over her, and then like she might tell her, just simply kill me, then maybe I'll take your form and you can take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But I think there may be something more to it. And also for Tonari, I feel like her attempts to save Fushi again might lead her to something to do. I don't know. I feel like the writing's on the wall for her at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this has pretty much been the case in the other arcs where somebody important to Fushi had died, and Tonari just might be another person who will end up dying as well. It kind of seems to be a pattern. So, I mean, it also, if the opening's anything to go by, it doesn't look like. It doesn't look like Tonari will survive. So yeah, I don't know, but maybe she will. It would be interesting if she did, because like I said, the other people that Fushi's come into contact with have all died these tragic deaths. So it'd kind of be nice if there would be a character he comes into contact with that actually doesn't die in a tragic way. But like I said, it just seems to be sort of like a pattern where one of these characters is going to end up dying. But yeah, I thought this was a good episode, but yeah, it went by pretty quick. I guess just mostly because a lot of stuff happened. But yeah, I don't really have too much else to say about it. Like I said, I was kind of shocked by actually learning what Hayase really wants to do. So now I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of wondering, if she's going to actually end up going through with that plan, or I kind of, like I said, I doubt it, but I do want to know a little bit more about it. So I hope she kind of expands on that in the other in the next episode, because we don't actually have that many more episodes to go until at least this season is over. Yeah. So
yeah. I mean, it kind of sucks that this is set up to be at least 20 episodes instead of the standard.
Yeah, I kind of wish it was a little bit longer, but I guess that, I guess that must have to do with how long this arc is. But yeah, so I don't really have too much else to say about this episode. I don't know if you have anything else to say about it.
No, I mean, we'll have to brace for what's going to happen, seeing as like this is pretty much setting up for the finale of this arc.
Yeah. Yeah, but that all being said, guys, until next Monday, we will see you all next time.